We have live team coverage for you all day long as we get closer and closer to the polls closing and as results start coming in.
Jeff Smith and Kaylee Marentet are live for us tonight to start off our coverage this half hour. How are things out there?
Hey guys, we are here. They've been actually, I don't know if you caught them cheering. They've been cheering for people if it's their first time voting in the election. I know you heard one earlier too.
That's the second one since we set up shop here, that they've been really excited and making sure that those who are coming out and doing their civic duty, they understand this is a big deal, so they're applauding.
Yeah, nice. And they're welcoming here. They're exercising their rights. It's been really good here. We've had a steady stream of voters coming in. We were at the TPS Board of Education polling location here, and we have a lot to get to.
Yeah.
I know, Amanda and Dan, you guys mentioned the presidential race and how that's going and how CBS News is reporting the polls so far. However, we want to talk about some of the races Ohioans are facing and some of the issues we're going to see here in Lucas County.
Dr. Sam Nelson from the University of Toledo joining us here at the polling location, District 2A. Doctor, good to see you as always. Thanks for taking some time. We wanted to start off by talking about issue one just a little bit. Obviously, it's been buzzed as the redistricting incentivized program out there for people to vote on. But we really wanted to talk a little bit, dive into what's on the back wall here. It is a lot of language. Does that kind of give it problems going in today?
Yeah, it's really a problem with ballot issues when the language is complicated, and certainly this one, the language, the summary language that appears on the ballot is confusing to a lot of people and may make it a lot harder for this to pass.
So if somebody comes in today and has not done their homework, and we call it ballot drop-off, that's kind of what we've been understanding, is people going in there and they'll just bypass this because it's timely.
Yeah, a lot of times if people are confused by a ballot issue, they'll just kind of defer to voting no if they're not sure what it's about. And I think this language leads people to be, well, I'm not sure which is the right answer here for what I want.
I know we want to talk a little bit too about some of the big races that people are keeping their eye on in Ohio and across the country. A big one that stands out is, of course, the most expensive one too, one that's bringing in almost $500 million for this campaign. We're talking about the Brown and Marino. Talk about what you're expecting to hear from tonight.
Well, I think this is one where we're really going to have to see. Sherrod Brown's won re-election twice. He's been elected 3 times. But this is the toughest race he's faced. It's a tough season to be running as a Democrat with the presidential election going on.
Definitely. And we talked about, I kind of want to touch on the money again, too. We were talking earlier about how this $400 million so far has been spent on this race. And you said, I feel like all you've seen lately is Brown Marino ads. And the last time this amount of money was spent, or it's comparable to, is the 2008 presidential race.
Right, this is like presidential level spending, what we used to see, but it's all focused on Ohio, just all in one place, which just means wall-to-wall advertising that we can't get away from.
Sam, in our last 30 seconds, you've also talked about people having to go in and vote split tickets in order for Senator Brown to win. Why is that?
Sherrod Brown's going to need a bunch of Trump voters to vote for him, since Trump's likely to take the state by a good margin, and that's a tough hill to climb to get those voters to switch and vote for a Democrat when they voted for a Republican for president.
We've had about 15% turnout here at this precinct 2A so far, and about 57 total in Lucas County.
Pretty good numbers so
Sam,
far.
thank you so much for spending some time with us here and diving into some of these issues out here today. Once again, live team coverage continues throughout the night. We will continue to update you from this polling location here just off Summit Street, once again at the TPS Board of Education polling location here in Toledo. For Dr. Sam Nelson and Kaylee Marentet, I'm Jeff Smith. Back to you guys in the studio.
Jeff, thanks.